Hi YouTube, Tim Unkert here. In this video, we're going to talk about subtracting fractions. I think the best way to talk about this is to get right into the problems, so let's do it. So in problem 1, we have 6/9 minus 2/9. Now in this particular problem, the denominator of both fractions, that's the lower part of the fraction, is the same. If the denominator is the same, we don't have to do anything with the denominator included in the result, the difference. The difference of subtraction is the result of subtraction. So we're just going to keep the bottom part of the difference as 9, and then we're going to subtract the numerator. So 6 minus 2 is 4. And that's it for problem 1. We are done with that one. Now, if we look at problem 2, we have the same fractions, just I have the first fraction as 2/3 versus 6/9. So in this particular case, where we have a subtraction problem with fractions where the denominators are different, we do have to get the same denominator first. And we can do that through a variety of methods. One is to find the least common denominator. So I can list out the prime factors of the denominators. In this case, 3 has a prime factor of 3, and 9, if you do the prime factorization on that, it's 3 times 3. What we're going to do is if we have one of these used in both, we'll just use it once, and then we'll multiply it by the other prime factors that aren't used in both. I do have a video on least common multiple that'll help you understand this process as well. I'll leave a link to that in the description. So long story short, our least common denominator between the two is 9. So we do 3 times 3, we get 9. Okay, so all we have to do here is change this 2/3 to something ninths. So let's pretend I didn't know it was 6/9. I would think to myself, well, what do I have to multiply 3 by? What do I have to multiply 3 by to get 9? Another way to figure that out would just be to divide 9 by 3. That would tell me I would have to multiply by 3. And if I have to multiply the bottom part of the fraction by 3, to keep the fraction equivalent, I have to multiply the top part of the fraction by 3. And when you multiply by 3 over 3, or any number over the same number, you're essentially multiplying by 1. So the fraction is staying equivalent. It's just the numbers in the fraction are changing. It's still the same value. Okay, so we'd have 2/3 times 3 over 3 minus 2/9. That's going to equal something. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. So we have 6/9 minus 2/9. 2/9, not 2/4. And 6 minus 2 is going to be 4. Again, since we have the denominators the same now, we don't do anything with it. We keep it the same. So our solution to problem 2 is also 4/9. Because again, it's the same problem. I just wrote 6/9 as 2/3 here. Okay, take a quick snapshot of that, and we'll move to problems 3 and 4. All right, let's take a look at problem 3. So in problem 3, we have 3/4 minus 1/3. And what you might want to do right now is pause the video, try these problems out yourself, and see if you get the same solution as I do. Okay, so now you'll notice that the denominators in the fractions are not the same. So we have to figure out the least common denominator. 4, if I do my prime factorization, that's 2 times 2. 3 has a prime factor of 3. So essentially, to get the denominator we want, we have to do 2 times 2 times 3. That gives me 12. So we want a denominator of 12. So I'm going to do 3/4. Think, what do I have to multiply 4 by to get 12? Well, if I do 12 divided by 4, I'm going to have to multiply by 3, right? So because I'm multiplying the bottom by 3, I have to multiply the top by 3. So I'll do 3/4 times 3 over 3 minus, now we have 1/3. What do I have to multiply 3 by to get 12? Well, 12 divided by 3 is 4, so I'm going to multiply by 4 over 4. Okay, that's going to be equal to something. So 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3 is 12, which is what we want. for our denominator. And we're going to subtract 1 times 4 is 4. And 3 times 4 is 12. So we're good there. 9 minus 4 is 5. And we keep 12 as our denominator. Now, if we could simplify this, we would. Like, for instance, if we had 6 12s here, say it was 9 12ths minus 3 12ths, then at that point we would, both the top and the bottom would be divisible by 6, and we could simplify it to 1/2. But the only thing we can divide out of both 5 and 12 is 1. So in that case, we just leave it as 5 12ths. If we can divide a number out from the top and the bottom that's greater than 1, then we'll simplify it. Okay, next one, we have 9/10 minus 1/2. Okay, again, another problem where we don't have a common denominator. So I'm going to list the prime factors of 10, which are 2 and 5. Prime factor of 2 is 2. We have 2 in both, so we're just going to take 1, 2, multiply it by the 5. We want to get both fractions to have a denominator of 10. First one, we don't have to do anything, so we're going to leave it as 9/10. And then we're going to subtract. Well, we'll do 1 over 2, but we have to multiply the top and the bottom by some number. 10 divided by 2 is 5, so that number is going to be, well, for both the top and the bottom, is going to be 5. And that equals something, which we're going to figure out now. So 9/10 minus 1 times 5 is 5. And 2 times 5 is 10. So we have 9/10 minus 5/10. 9 minus 5 is 4. We keep the denominator of 10. But now notice the top and the bottom are both even numbers. They're both divisible by 2. The top and the bottom are not divisible by 3, and the bottom is not divisible by 4. So the largest number we can divide out is 2, so we'll do that to simplify the fraction. So divide the top by 2, divide the bottom by 2. 4 divided by 2 is just 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 2/5 is as simplified as we can go with that difference. Hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, I'll leave my link to my TeacherPay Teachers and website in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.